He looked different. He sounded different. He promised in that podcast he is different. He says after some failures, he's got it. He knows how to do his job. He's fearless. Is there something to watch in a lasting way from this president, or is this just a remarkable week, and next week we'll be saying he can't pass new gun laws, his party's mad at him in the trade fight Jonathan mentioned, and he still can't, get things done?
Yeah, I think it depends on the fight. The trade deal obviously went his way. The gunfight, it again depends on Republicans, whether or not he can convince those folks that the politics are different. It'll be up to Mitch McConnell whether or not he wants to bring something up in John Boehner in the House. I do think that interview was fascinating. I mean, here's a guy who entered the sort of national stage saying that he was like LeBron James, right, and that he could play on that level. And to see him and hear him in that interview sounds so much like someone who has this energy now, who feels like the country is with him, who feels like the country is on his side on some of these main issues. I think it also has implications for Hillary Clinton, right? Obama obviously had a big week, but so did Hillary Clinton in terms of these big fights that I think she's going to keep waging.
If you're designing the Obama presidential library, you can be pretty confident on the Obamacare room. There's 2 Supreme Court decisions now, pretty clear. Republicans may try, but that one is now, the cement is hardening. The trade bill you mentioned is a big legacy item for the president. Will help him on the world stage now. Had he lost that fight, it might have hurt him on the world stage. But, so the legacy's locked in. What else? When you hear him, look at him, he does look and sound different. The question is, to what end?
Well, I think you can put an asterisk on a lot of these things before you call them Obama victories, right? I mean, 2 of these are Supreme Court decisions, which the president doesn't have anything to do with. Gay marriage is something that he resisted, if disingenuously, until 2012. And the Supreme Court, chose to take this case that many, even some Republicans, didn't think had a lot of substance to it. So it's sort of a coincidence that these are now accruing as victories for Obama. But I think what it is this cements this feeling that, the hope and change that Obama promised, that people complained so much about it not coming through, or, from Republicans' point of view, what they were always calling the fundamental transformation that they feared from Obama, it's finally starting to accrue, and this is what we will look back on as that legacy, as the Obama era sort of dawning and signaling a change in the country's direction.
You make a key point, a Ronald Reagan appointee on the marriage decision with the 4 Democratic appointees, and the Chief Justice, twice now, the Chief Justice Barack Obama, as a senator, voted against saving his health care program.
And that's, I think, what is going to be for the right is the real emotional blow. The Confederate flag is being hauled down by an Indian-American Republican governor. Right. The Supreme Court ruled on marriage and on the health care law, thanks in part to a Reagan and a George W. Bush appointee. This is not the liberal left that's doing some of this. Part of this is being upheld by conservatives. And in fairness to Obama and the asterisk, I think bin Laden's toe tag has no asterisk on it.
But as to where we go from now, it kind of depends on what he does with his fearlessness. Does he think that he's fearless now and he has a mandate now to be fearless to a full, muscular, liberal agenda? Yeah. Or is he now going to be fearless and go back to his fundamental reason why he got elected, to change the culture in Washington, to bring people together and to solve big problems? If he uses a fearlessness to run to things like the debt, to run back to things like gun control, to run to immigration, where I still think there's possibilities to get compromise on some of these big issues, that would be, you talk about going from good to great, that would be a pretty interesting thing.
How much time is left in the clock, though?
Well, heading into a presidential cycle, it seems almost impossible. It would be interesting to see if he tries, but to that point, the flight to Charleston was John Boehner's first. He's been the speaker, for a long time. It was his first on Air Force One during the Obama presidency.
What does that tell you?
It tells you that neither side has actually tried to make things different in Washington.